Truro Cathedral, where 1,000 Cornish voices will accompany some of the all-time male voice choir favourites. Jill Dando performs the introductions at 6:35. Going back to this morning on BBC Two in 10 minutes, a news round special from Somalia, now experiencing the worst famine the world has ever seen, with thousands starving to death every day. Here on BBC One, sign language and subtitles are added to report on a special competition at the British Deaf Association Congress in See Here.
Hello. This year, See Here presented a special award for the best overall production in the British Deaf Association drama competition at the recent Blackpool Congress. 3 very different groups competed for the prizes. There was a biblical story from London, a historical drama from Glasgow, and sketches based on deaf culture from Newcastle. Here's each group in turn, first in rehearsal, and then in a brief extract from their final performance in front of the judges. Well, this particular play is about deaf culture. You know, it's about people really wanting to hold on to their sign language. God wanted to sign, but there were people who wanted them to be oral and so on. The thing we did last year was, with a hearing director, it was about hearing people worrying about the sound of car crashes, and we couldn't really feel involved with that. This year we do. I need that feeling. Well, this particular play, this drama, is called The Revolution That Failed, right? Now, I picked that play because in Glasgow, which is my hometown, it's interesting what happened, because in the past we had the same problem in the year 1820. And the problem is still happening today. There's no work, there's new machinery and new factories opening up. Before, everything was made by hand, and now these machines are taking that work away. I think I prefer working with a deaf audience. I mean, you can feel that they're appreciating it properly. With hearing people, they just don't understand, obviously. I mean, I feel that. Do you feel the same? You can't work with hearing people, can you? Prefer a deaf audience, yes, definitely.
Thank God it's all over. I'm absolutely sweltering. I'll keep my fingers crossed. The poem. I know, deaf, not daft. Do it slowly. I am lost and alone in a crowd. I look up at the... Oh, what do I say now? Well, it's showing the deaf way, deaf culture, and it's based on our experiences and what we've been through. That's what the play's about.
Well, we've got Glasgow, the Newcastle group, and the Jewish Deaf Association. They all seem to have different ways of communicating, don't they?
So, do you think we ought to go and discuss it?
Yes, I think we'd better do that. We'll go off together and make our decision.
Yes. Yes, okay. It was good. The first part was a bit boring, but as it went on, it got better.
I enjoyed all three of them. But the one I liked best, I think, was the Newcastle group. I liked that because it was very strong in what it was saying, and it was put across very clearly, and I could understand it. It was great. It was talking about the deaf community trying to get into the hearing world, and it had a strong relationship to Usher's syndrome people getting into the deaf community. A strong relationship between those things. I liked it. Right, now it's time to give you the scores. Thank you. The points are out of 360. There's 120 from each judge, which is a total of 360. Glasgow, 195 points. The second group, the Jewish Deaf Association, 248 points. And the final group, Newcastle, 327 points. Well, we felt we'd like to offer this trophy for the best drama, the best production. And we'll be doing this every year from now on. Now, would you come forward, please? a wonderful production. I think you should be very proud. Congratulations to all who took part. I really enjoyed watching all 3 performances. But do you think you could come up with something like that? Or even better? See Here is running a competition to encourage deaf people to write an original play, which we will then produce and transmit as part of our Christmas program next year, 1993. We don't want a traditional story, like Cinderella, or a hearing play like Peter Pan, adapted to BSL. We want a new, original story based on your deaf culture and heritage. If you want to enter the competition, the rules are very simple. What we want is a brief storyline. We don't want the whole play yet. Send us a brief account of your idea on 2 or 3 sheets of paper, or in a video letter no more than 10 minutes long, as soon as possible. We may be able to arrange for the winner to go on a writing workshop, and possibly even to visit America. More details and helpful hints are in the new See Here magazine, and the addresses are at the end of this program. We've had 3 entries already, so start thinking. The closing date is December the 31st. So, good luck. With me now is Paddy Ladd, who is very soon to fly to the USA to take up a post at Gallaudet University. He is the first non-American deaf person to be chosen for the Powery V. Doctor Chair of Deaf Studies, and will be researching deaf culture. Well, congratulations, Paddy. I think it's marvellous to have been picked to go and do this work at Gallaudet. Are you excited about going? Well, yes, I'm excited to be going, but I'm a bit sad that I've got to leave, the signs, songs and pop video behind. It's about time, really. We're in recession and so on. But I think this is going to be an exciting project, yes. So do you feel, obviously it's important to research deaf culture, but why? At the moment, deaf and hearing people keep using these words, deaf culture, all the time, but what does it actually mean? I think it's important for one person to try and pull all these ideas together and publish them. I think that's vital, really. Deaf culture, some people think means flashing doorbells and environmental aids. Some people think deaf culture means the way we attract each other's attention by tapping each other on the shoulder. Some people think deaf culture is something to do with you can't get deaf people out of the deaf club at closing time at night because they all want to carry on talking to each other. It's trying to get all these things together, so that's what I'm trying to do, sort them all out. Now, drama. People are beginning to pay more attention to drama, and we just wonder how much influence it has in deaf culture, if any. Well, yes, in the past I think deaf drama really was just copying hearing drama. So you had a deaf play on stage and a deaf audience would turn up, and really the culture was in the audience. Now, how much of it was on stage, I'm not very sure. But now more and more deaf people are beginning to use their personal experience as deaf people and use it in performance on stage. That's beginning to happen. But one reason it is important is that I think in future deaf people are going to argue over some topic or other. But if it's done on stage, we can have different people playing different parts and do it about culture, and people can agree and disagree with one side or the other and build up their pride in deaf culture. Well, there's a lot of talk about how wonderful deaf culture is in America compared to here. Can you briefly explain why people think this? Well, really, that's why I want to go there, to find out that sort of thing. And there are three reasons, I think. One is perhaps the spread of oralism just left one place, which was Gallaudet, where they were signing. Everyone there was over 18. You couldn't really ban sign language there. So they had this tradition of signing and this pride, and were not ashamed of being deaf there. Also, America, the hearing culture has a strong belief that each person should be able to use their skills and abilities. Maybe it's something to do with that too. But we can't really say that. We have to be very careful about, thinking America is so wonderful all the time. I mean, a lot of deaf people there are very poor. Some deaf blacks don't have particularly good lives over there. So I'll find out and let you know when I come back. What do you want to tell deaf people here in Britain? What can they do to help you? Well, if anyone who's living in Britain has visited America, has lived in America, worked in America, mixed with the deaf community there, I would love them to contact me. Maybe January or February next year I'll be coming back, and I'll be interviewing these people then and finding out about their experiences and what they think of America and how they compare to here. I would love to do that. So you want to get feedback from viewers. So if they get in touch with us, we can pass that on to you. Is that okay? Yes, that's fine, please. Thank you. Last week we introduced the Louder Than Words campaign, which the RNID hopes will improve access to information for deaf people. Here's an example. If you need to go to the doctor in Salford, near Manchester, you'll find out what difference a prototype deaf awareness scheme can make to a visit to the surgery. The RNID has got together with Salford Family Health Service Authority to pioneer a whole package of improvements.
Dr. Wilcox. Right. Yes. She's waiting for you in surgery. The interpreter's going to be there in a few minutes. Yeah. If you go into reception, sit at doctor's chairs and wait a few minutes.
The aim of the project is to enable people to have easy access to their doctors in two ways. Firstly, enabling them to get in touch with the doctor easily in the first place, and secondly, to look at the assistance that may be needed to speak to the doctor when they actually have the appointment. We have provided a Minicom machine in each general practice in Salford, which means that deaf people will all be able to ring the doctor and get a response without having to ask somebody else to make the telephone call for them. We're very pleased that Salford is the first area in the country to have managed to achieve this for all GP practices. We're also examining the possibility of putting in induction loops within each practice. This is a mechanism whereby once the deaf person is in the doctor's surgery, they'll be able to communicate more easily with the doctor. And we're also providing a sign language interpretation service, so that where there are still difficulties of communication, an interpreting service can be provided to enable the doctor to talk directly to the patient.
You. Hello. Hi. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, I've just come for a new doctor. Which one? Oh, it's Dr. Wilcock. Oh, it's different from mine. Do you know they've got a minicom here now? Really? I hadn't heard anything about that. Oh, it's brilliant. I rang in for an appointment this morning with the doctor. Oh, great. Saves you coming all the way here to make an appointment, then I have to come back again for it. That's brilliant, having a minicom. I recently went to see the doctor, and the receptionist said, oh, we have a new minicom. I was amazed. That's brilliant. To think of the number of times I've had to ask my husband to make an appointment for me. Now I can just disregard him and do it all by myself. It's brilliant. Come on, our time for the doctor.
Well, in Salford, all doctors and reception staff are being sent on a deaf awareness training course. The hope is that this will improve patient communications and also the consultation. In addition to this, the deaf patients are now able to go through the Greater Manchester Interpreter Unit, and there they can get the services of a skilled British Sign Language interpreter who's skilled in medical terminology and who can interpret in the consultation for them and in effect be their voice. This is a confidential service, and the costs of it are paid through the local social services. How old is your baby?
3 months old.
Does she smile for you?
Oh yes, yes she does.
And is she beginning to touch toys, get hold of things?
Not yet, not quite, no. She looks at them. She looks at Mum's face, of course, but no, she isn't really grasping for toys yet.
Does she follow you when you move?
Oh yes, she does. She'll look around the room. She likes to see where I'm going, and in fact she'll cry sometimes if she thinks I'm going out of the room.
I found that the use of an interpreter to sign on behalf of the deaf person improved the consultation enormously for me and for the patient. Instead of having difficulties of communication, we could enlarge and expand on problems and offer full explanations about treatment, care. The patient was then able to ask me further questions, and the barriers of communication, which normally are so difficult, were broken down.
The daughter weighed 5'8".
And how much did this weigh?
6 how many? 6, 9.5.
Was she an easy delivery?
It seemed very hard work.
I felt really good, much freer to be able to talk with the interpreter there. I mean, in the past, communication was always really difficult and I felt really oppressed. And I had to write everything out, but with an interpreter there, it was so easy. Everybody should have this service.
We're hoping in the future that in line with the patient's charter, this service will be extended throughout the country to meet the needs of the profoundly deaf.
Right, I bought a t-shirt with "See Here" written across the front. Now looking at it, what do you think of the word "here"? Well, it made me realise that when we're both signing together and laughing, hearing people look at us wondering whether we are hearing or deaf, because of that word "here." We are deaf, so the word "here" should be changed to "sign." That's right. I think "See Here" should change their title to "See Sign." I'd like to know if other people are interested in seeing a new title. Yes, anyone, please write to "See Here" if you think they should change their name, or even if you have any complaints or views. Jackie Marshall and Susan Winterhalter sent us that video letter after talking to us at the See Here stand in Blackpool. We've had a letter from Marwood Braund, a hard of hearing viewer who feels it's time See Here did more to interest him in the programme. He says that over the years, See Here has moved away from the hard of hearing audience, and in his opinion, See Here has become a program specifically for those who use sign language. He carries on to say, I ceased to watch See Here some considerable time ago, and only watch it now if there is a specific item which I need to watch in the course of my job. Now, we've always relied on you, the viewers, to tell us what you want from See Here, but it seems that only those with extreme opinions contact us. We do believe in consultation, and at last, since we've been off the air over the summer, there has been some independent evidence to go on. Recently, Bristol University published a research report about See Here, and there is also a new audience research report out on the use of subtitles. In addition, the See Here team has been out and about at a series of public meetings held in deaf clubs in London, Birmingham, Leeds and Blackpool. We asked you to come along and tell us what you think. In London, at the 1880 committee session, there wasn't room for all the numbers of people who turned up.
Now, for the first time, the 1880 committee have had to close the doors and keep people out. It's fantastic. There are so many people here. The corridors are full of people trying to get in. We'll have to have 2 houses. Get you lot out and then get the second lot in, 9 till 11, all right?
These meetings were fascinating and sometimes even controversial. Some comments were, in the opening titles you sign things like sport and youth, but they don't appear in the programme. And, where are the black and Asian people in the programme? All your comments on clarity, subtitling and visuals have been added to the evidence from the reports, and I hope you'll see in this series that we are trying to respond to some of these points. So as you watch the programmes, let us know what you think, as Jackie and Susan have already said. I should do that, but thanks for the help anyway. Tell us what you want to see, either by sending a video letter, by writing or by Minicom. The next open meeting will be in Glasgow in October. Check No Need to Shout for details and see you there perhaps. We're a programme for deaf and hard of hearing people, so all views are welcome. Now, while I was talking to you, this camcorder was filming me. You see, it's so easy. Do the same and send me yours. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Eva. Don't forget, the offer of a free See Here magazine is still open. Just write to See Here magazine, free promotion, P.O. Box 7000, Cardiff CF5 2YU. That's See Here magazine, free promotion, P.O. Box 7000, Cardiff CF5 2YU. Details of our drama competition are in the magazine. But drama competition entries and letters to Eva should go to our office address. See you next week for the first Euro show of the new series. Presented by Linda Day. Bye-bye.